welcome everybody to the October 14th meeting of the Pulaski County School Board. Welcome to our new boardroom. I'm looking out there and I'm thinking, wow, everybody seems a little more comfortable when we pack a lot of people in here than it used to be at Washington Street. And earlier tonight we had a ribbon cutting for our new school board administration offices here. If you were unable to be here for that and would still like to see the building, I'm sure we can arrange for that to come to work, but we're very pleased and very proud of what was built here for school board administration. And welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. I know we have a lot of recognitions we're going to get to, but we are going to open the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Thank you, Madam Chair. Pulaski County Public Schools and Pulaski Elementary are honored to celebrate Georgiana Nipper as our student to lead the Pledge of Allegiance to our school board meeting. Georgie was chosen for this honor because she truly embodies what it means to be a Pulaski Panther. She consistently demonstrates respect, responsibility, safety, and presence in all that she does. Georgie has a gift for making those around her feel valued. She greets adults by name, treats her classmates with kindness, and sets an example of genuine thoughtfulness each day. Her leadership shines not only at school, but also at home, where she is a wonderful big sister to her brother. That's very important. As the daughter of Justin Nipper and Kate Gardner, Georgie brings warmth, responsibility, and a sense of community to Pulaski Elementary that we deeply appreciate. Her positive attitude, respectful nature, and kindness towards others make her a standout student and an excellent representative of our school. We are so proud of you, Georgie. And if you all notice, when she stands up to do the pledge, she is decked out in cougar maroon, which we appreciate too. So, Georgie, if you will lead us, and everybody please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. Just a little bit more. Thank you. This is such an exciting night for us. We had a wonderful ribbon cutting, like Madam Chair said, and we have a ton of recognitions because we are doing a lot of wonderful things here in Pulaski and have a lot of support too. So Pulaski County Public Schools and Pulaski Elementary are proud to celebrate Miss Tiffany Underwood as our 2025 Employee of the Month. For the past 4 years, Tiffany has been an invaluable part of the PES team, serving as our rotating substitute, a role that requires flexibility, patience, and a heart as big as our school itself. Tiffany is a proud mom, and it's easy to see that same nurturing spirit in the way she cares about our students. She knows each and every child in the building and greets them with kind warmth and encouragement that makes PES feel like home. Colleagues describe Tiffany as someone who goes above and beyond, and she always does. She steps into different classrooms every day, often at a moment's notice, and still manages to uphold each teacher's expectations while encouraging students to reach their highest potential. No matter what role she is asked to fill, Tiffany approaches it with grace, positivity, and that trademark smile. She is first to lend a helping hand, and the kind of teammate everybody hopes to have on their side. And if it weren't enough, Tiffany is also our resident balloon designer extraordinaire. Okay, now that we know that, that's going to happen here a lot. Her incredible balloon backdrops and event displays transform ordinary spaces into magical celebrations, adding that special PES touch to every occasion. Tiffany truly makes a difference each and every day at Pulaski Elementary. Her dedication, adaptability, and genuine care for our school community make her a shining example of what it means to serve with heart. Congratulations, Tiffany, on this well-deserved honor. Come on up to
I think she wants to stay with her Nina.
Oh wait, can you both? Okay.
Come on.
You want it? Okay, good. Super. Pulaski Elementary is proud to honor Mrs. Kara Etzel as our 2025 Teacher of the Month. Ms. Etzel has been a beloved member of the PES family for 14 years, dedicating her time, talent, and heart to shaping the lives of our youngest learners in kindergarten. Kara is married to Jason, and together they're raising three wonderful boys, Jackson, Colin, and Liam, who have all gone to PES. So it's no surprise that her classroom is filled with warmth, laughter, and a little extra dose of motherly magic. Outside of school, you can catch her running to baseball practices and tournaments for her boys, as she owns being a baseball mom. Those who nominated Kara described her as someone who goes above and beyond in everything she does. She's the kind of teacher who lifts everyone around her, students, colleagues, and family alike. Her genuine love for teaching shines through in every lesson, and her positive energy is truly infectious. Kara is what we like to call a marigold, someone who helps others grow and thrive just by being near her. She makes learning fun, celebrates every success, and creates a classroom where students feel safe, loved, and excited to learn. Her bright smile and warm hugs are the highlight of the day for so many PES students. Whether she's teaching her kinders, supporting a fellow teacher, or lending helping hand anywhere it's needed, Ms. Etzel embodies the heart and spirit of Pulaski Elementary. Congratulations, Carol, on this well-deserved recognition.
Coming in for a hug. Congratulations, Kara. Good job.
You got to come in the front
Yeah,
here.
you guys are front and center.
It's okay. This is for mom.
This is for mom. Yes, for mom. You're fine.
1, 2, 3. Thank you. Nice.
Pulaski County High School and Pulaski County Public Schools are pleased to announce our October Senior of the Month, Alexis J. Tickle. Lexi is the daughter of Christopher and Margie Tickle of Fairlawn. Lexi, why don't you come on up while we can brag on you? Lexi is an outstanding student whose perseverance, positivity, and kindness make her shine in every environment she's part of. From the moment she entered high school, Lexi has worked hard and shown a determination to succeed, no matter the challenge. Despite facing personal trials, she continues to maintain a positive attitude, excellent attendance, and a strong commitment to her goals. Her peers and teachers alike describe her as a kind, genuine, and uplifting. Lexi goes out of her way to brighten the days of those around her, greeting staff with a cheerful smile each morning and wishing them well each afternoon. Her warmth and authenticity have made her a beloved part of the Pulaski County High School community, with even classmates mentioning that they seek her out just to share her positivity. Academically, Lexi's determination is truly inspiring. Though she has already met her math requirements, she chose to take Algebra 2 during her senior year to better prepare herself for college. She diligently attends morning tutoring sessions and navigates her visual impairment with courage and persistence. Lexi also participates in Virginia Teachers Class, where she demonstrates great insight, compassion, and natural communication skills, traits that will serve her well as she pursues her future career. Balancing her studies with a part-time job at Walmart, Lexi shows remarkable responsibility and drive. She is on track to become the first in her family to attend college, a testament to her ambition and dedication. Upon graduation, Lexi plans to attend Raff University to become a special education teacher. Let me repeat that one again. Upon graduation, Lexi plans to attend Raff University to become a special education teacher in Pulaski County. Her goal is to return to Pulaski County to teach. In her free time, Lexi enjoys baking and gardening. For her heart, resilience, and unwavering work ethic, we are proud to honor Lexi Tickle as our October Senior of the Month.
Mr. Graham, I'd also like to say Lexi is the first award winner of the Mr. Carl and Linda Yost Citizenship Award.
Pulaski County Public Schools and Pulaski County School Board are honored to congratulate Becky Roseberry as a recipient of the Early Childhood Champion of the New River Valley 2025 Award. So you can come up here so we can brag on you too, because I know how much you love that. Becky isn't just a teacher, she's a visionary leader who has profoundly shaped the landscape of early childhood education and career and technical education at Pulaski County High School. She designed and implemented a program that empowers her high school students to earn their Child Development Associates, or CDA, qualification before graduation. Ms. Becky Roseberry exemplifies both the heart and the art of teaching. Her dedication to early childhood development, her ability to inspire young minds, and her unwavering commitment to excellence makes her a true champion in every sense of the word. We are incredibly proud that First Steps and Community Foundation of the River Valley have recognized what we've long known. Ms. Roseberry is a transformational educator who brings both passion and expertise into her classroom every single day. And I wish you all were there because the whole time that we were having lunch, and we had, how many, 6 students with us, 7 students with us, I think? She was saying, there's just no way I'm gonna get this, just no way I'm gonna get this, and all of us sitting at the table knew that she was gonna get this. So we are so proud of you, and if you haven't been in her room, you just don't know how special of a classroom it is. So congratulations. Pulaski County Public Schools and Pulaski County School Board would like to extend their sincere thanks to Operations Director Jess Shull, Matt Jackson, and the entire operations and maintenance staff for their outstanding hard work and dedication over the past several months. Your efforts in preparing and transforming us to a new facility have not gone unnoticed. Thanks to your commitment, the new board office looks exceptional and is a space we can all be proud of. We appreciate your attention to detail, the long hours, and the pride you take in this work. Thank you for making this move so successful. And one of the things I have to mention, I mentioned it out at the ribbon cutting too, is we started this project in like March. And here we are in a beautiful facility before the students started school. And that's a testament to these two and their staff as well. It's just an amazing transformation in such a short period of time. So Jess, you and Matt, please thank your staff and you all for the outstanding work.
Everybody in the maintenance had a hand in it, so it wasn't just us.
Yes.
We had
agree.
everybody up here at some point.
On top of a wall and a chiller and a HVAC, some lights.
Whatever else.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll change it.
The grass got cut.
The grass got cut.
Grass didn't get cut.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. In addition, Pulaski County Public Schools and Pulaski County School Board would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Lincoln Whitaker, Director of Technology, Jeremiah Simpkins, Greg Crawford, and the entire technology department for your incredible dedication and hard work in ensuring the successful setup of the new school board office. From installing fiber and setting up computers to making sure all equipment was fully operational, your attention to detail, long hours, and pride in your work did not go unnoticed. Your commitment has made a lasting impact, and we truly are grateful for everything that you've done. Thank you for going above and beyond. You guys got to come up
So,
too now. Like,
you
don't be
tell me if
shy.
you leave the seat, the stream's gonna go down?
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
It's fine. Yeah, it's all good.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
And you all can see the amount of work just in this room alone. So just imagine the rest of the building too. So Lincoln, you and Jeremiah, thank you.
Come on, metal guys.
And if you ever watch these meetings on the live stream or YouTube, you'll notice it's two different camera angles, which is a big deal.
Because some angles aren't
You
as
can
good
see
as
the
others.
speakers.
Jake is afraid of me, I think. He's like, let me stand back here. Thank you.
I gotta say something like that. This wouldn't have happened without Jeremiah and Gray. Josh told me years ago when I inherited the IT department, I inherited a well-oiled machine, and it's true. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Pulaski County Public Schools and Pulaski County School Board are fortunate to have a strong, lasting partnership with New River Valley Community Services. Their team truly cares about our students, staff, and families, and show it in everything they do every day. Whether it's providing mental health support, being there during times of crisis, or simply offering a listening ear, New River Valley Community Services is always ready to help. Every time I'm in one of our schools, I witness their expertise, how they support our needs, and how they build positive relationships with all, especially our students. We are incredibly thankful for all they do to support the well-being of our entire school community. Can you all come up here, please? I think if you asked any of our administrators in our buildings about these folks here,
All right, y'all get in the front, guys.
they would tell you how Well, I was going to tell you, but they're talking. But no, they would tell you how special they are and how much they matter to our students. Every single the magic that they have, and they work with some of our toughest students, and it's like they're playing a game. I mean, I'm serious. When I walk through the halls and you have a child that's on the floor and kicking and spitting, and they'll just walk right up to that child and de-escalate them and head them back to their office, and next thing you know, they're having a nice conversation with them. It's just truly amazing. So thank you guys. We really appreciate everything that you do for us. Thank you.
Don't quit, guys. Don't go. It's gonna be cool too.
That concludes my recognitions.
We'll let all these individuals who are recognized go ahead and exit.
I think 20 minutes of recognition is a real true testament to
It's
the great things that we're doing
It
here.
is. And we can accommodate all these recognitions here too, which is, yeah, I meant to mention that in my opening remarks in terms of, you may notice that three people up here on the dais are in suit jackets and ties, which is very official looking. Deviating a little bit from our norms, and what do you guys think? I think they should do it every school board
They
meeting.
showed us up
Shouldn't
tonight,
they?
Gene,
They
is
look
what you're
good. They did. They showed us up, you know.
Done
so-
deal. We got
Yeah, one
photos.
time.
Okay. All right. Well, we will proceed with our agenda tonight. We're hearing from our student representative, Amaya Miller.
Good evening, members of the board. I am very pleased to bring you a positive update regarding our schools today. As you most likely know, this week at the high school is Spirit Week for homecoming. I saw a lot of you guys in attendance of the homecoming parade. I was glad to see that. And our faculty and students have worked together tremendously in creating the themes for not only homecoming, but for the Spirit Days at school and the events that follow later in the day. In my opinion, this has helped attendance at our school a lot, not only at the high school, but at the middle school as well. Granted, Spirit Weeks do usually aid in attendance, but I believe that the themes this year have really intrigued all grades and have, in a way, prompted them to stay on track with attendance. In our cafeteria, the lunch ladies have also been putting in overtime. This week, we have different foods from around the world, which vary from orange chicken, which is my personal favorite, to chicken fajitas. And thank you to our lunch ladies, if any of you guys are here. I hope so.
Your director's here. We trust
Oh,
you.
great, thank you. We also elected 10 boys and 10 girls for homecoming court this past week at the high school as well. The following names are the candidates for homecoming queen and king for this school year: Race Fox, Bryant Nottingham, Samuel Carrasco, Carter Wilson, Cole Boone, Jackson Nolan, Silas Sweet, Rashawn Hill, Jaron Stump, Rohan Call, and Ethan Worley. For the girls, we have Victoria Hill, Emma Nestor, Addison Dean, Addison Puckett, me, Amaya Miller, Leona Reed, Carly Hamlin, Sophia Hall, Ava Jackson, Krista Jones, and Cheyenne McDougall. Yesterday, the attendance of our community at the homecoming parade was also great. There are hundreds of people in attendance supporting our school, which is always amazing to see. I also have good news regarding our sports team at the high school and middle school. On Saturday, our competition cheer team came in second place at Cougar Classic, which was an unexpected win in the words of our cheerleaders, but they stated that they were also very grateful for the success this weekend. Also, the Lady Cougar volleyball team at the middle school ended their season with a win this past Thursday. That is all I have for you guys currently. Are there any questions?
correct me if I'm wrong, I'd heard that our competition cheer team got second. Didn't our middle school cheer team place first?
I think so. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Wonderful.
A lot of wins all around the board.
Do you have a dance coming up?
Yes.
That's Saturday,
Yes.
and it's being held at the high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a date?
Saturday.
Are you asking her to go?
Making sure she's covered.
Yes,
We got
yes, I do.
Of course she does.
You probably know him actually. His name is Jack Powell.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. Well, thank you, Maya.
Thank you.
Y'all have fun.
Yes, do.
Be,
We
be,
will.
be safe,
Have a great
okay?
week. Have fun.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maya.
Okay, moving on to the approval of the minutes. You all have had an opportunity to read through the minutes from our September 9th regular school board meeting. If I can get a motion to approve these minutes.
Madam Chair, I make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Mrs. Porter?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Payne?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Did we miss the first public comment procedure section?
We did.
Okay.
Excuse me, I just glossed on past that. If I stepped on anybody's toes, if there's any members of the public here that are desirous of addressing matters before the board relative to the agenda, we would like to hear from you at this point in time. If not, you can wait to our second public comment time when you can talk about just about anything at the end of the meeting. Also, before us, we've looked over tonight's agenda. If there are no requested changes to that agenda, can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion,
Second.
Madam Chair.
Second?
Thank you. Mrs. Porter?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Payne?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
We've also had the opportunity to review the payment of bills, as well as today's personnel report as part of our consent agenda. If there are no questions on that, may I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second?
Thank you. Mrs. Porter?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Payne?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Tonight, for our instructional focus, we have EF Educational Tours. The presentation will be given by Alyssa Grantham.
I apologize, it's Spirit Week, and I actually toned it down for y'all. I didn't wear my ears or my tutu, because I have them.
Why not?
What was today's theme?
I thought I'd be, dressed nice.
I thought it was Dodger Blue. That's what I thought you were going for.
But yesterday was what's today's theme?
Pajama day.
Yesterday was pajama day.
That would have been really fun.
Right, and what was today's theme?
Today is, for middle school, it was our house colors, so revere. Oh, woo!
Gotcha.
So,
Very nice.
anyway. So, I have a presentation that I hope that you're gonna allow me to provide this opportunity for our students. And she should be logging in, the representative. Okay. So this summer, I got an opportunity to travel. So I've always wanted to travel, but I've never been able to. And honestly, my husband, he doesn't want to go anywhere. And I love field trips, and I love taking kids places, which is going to be the second part of this here in a second. So I started looking into opportunities of being able to take students and see some of these amazing experiences. When I was in middle school and high school, my father took us cross country, and I had never left Richmond. And I had the Rocky Mountains, holy cow, we have humps. They got mountains. I never thought a desert could be beautiful. It's sand. And we hiked the Grand Canyon for 3 days. I had some amazing experiences in my childhood, and I love sharing these kind of experiences with kids and get them out of their comfort zone to see the world that we have. So there was an opportunity, and believe it or not, on Facebook, where 30 of us were chosen out of about 3,000 applicants to go to Panama. I'd never left the country in my life. I don't think a cruise counts, because it's all corralled. But I went to Panama, and a country where I can butcher the language okay, and had snags on the way down there, and I kept thinking about, if I had kids, how would I handle this? We got into the airport and they're like, and you know, there were people in pink shirts. And then there were no people in pink shirts. And I had gone to the wrong terminal, and this company that I had been working with, EF Tours, was absolutely amazing. You have a dedicated tour guide and bus driver for the whole time you're there. When we hit snags because of storms, they changed up the opportunities that they were offering us. At no time did I not feel safe and secure. And at the same time, the hotel that we were in had a middle school trip, because I wanted to take the middle school kids. This would be 15 and younger on these trips. And there was a middle school group there in the hotel, and so they were at the pool, because you know, I'm in the hot tub. So every night we were talking. I was like, okay, what did y'all do today? And what did you think about it? And what were your best parts? And I'm talking to the chaperones. So in addition to getting the feedback from the company and what they offered, I got the feedback from real time from people that were on the trip. We also were with a couple of other educators that had been doing this for years. And we asked them, how do you fundraise? You know, our kids, you know, they don't got $3,000 to just plop down. And we got all these fundraising ideas and all these other things I would not have ever thought of. This EF Tours company is all inclusive, and safety is their #1 priority. What I've given you is the proposal that I'm hoping that you will have a chance to look at. Our wonderful superintendent has actually been on 3 EF Tours as well. I looked at a bunch of different companies, but this company seriously impressed me with the amount of service. It was 11 o'clock at night, and when I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, I don't know where my people are, and I had, okay, we got this. I mean, immediately at 11 o'clock at night in Panama. I am looking at, personally, the middle school age group, which would be 15. They can't be 16 or over when they come with me. Mostly staying in our hemisphere, because when they're that young, most parents don't want their little kids to go hopping over to the ocean. But then I have another teacher who is also interested in doing European trips, maybe with a high school. I have another teacher who's interested in doing the more scientific bend on trips like to the Galapagos Islands and things like that. And I think this would just be an amazing opportunity to present and to have with our kids, and let them just expand their vision and expand their experiences of our world. Because honestly, now it's more important than anything else. Online, I texted her. Our representative Taylor. She's okay.
You got enough energy for both
Oh
of you.
yeah, this is after all day.
Get going.
You ought to see me in the morning.
I was going to say,
So-
come visit your classroom and we'll get our day started.
I used to have a special ed teacher that would tell me that my room would give somebody a seizure just walking in, and I believe it. Now, this particular trip, the first trip, I picked Panama because as somebody as a newbie, that's where I went. And I'm really a gung-ho for having cultural experiences. So the one thing I really like about this trip is there is one experience where they get to go a dinner and dance with a folk group of kids their own age. And I want them to sit down and talk to people their own age and see what their lives are like and how they're different or they're similar to somebody that's on another continent. So this is what I'm hoping that you will look at the presentation. This parents have 2 years to pay for it. So this particular trip is right now slated for mid-June in 2027. I am also looking at trips. Ms. Grant and Dr. Grant and I had a conversation, and I totally agree. I think I'm leaning more towards doing the domestic travel, Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and just around our country, and let some of the other teachers do the more expanded trips as they feel able to. But we have interest from students, from parents, and from teachers. We just need your approval.
Ms. Grant, this
Yes.
sounds great. For your pilot trip, how many students do you think you're going to take with you?
One thing that's really nice about this company is they have a 6-to-1 ratio. So even when there's and I asked them if they have 11 students, that doesn't mean it's just one chaperone. And they said, no, they prorate the cost for chaperones. I have no way of knowing. We have a school of 900 students. I have no way. I'm up for it. You know, I'll roll, you know, you roll with it, and you have definitive expectations, and we just see how it goes. And hopefully parents will also sometimes, like on this particular trip at this hotel, there were 3 parents, and their group, they had 14 kids, on top of the representatives from the company and the tour guide.
So it would also depend on how many, the 6-to-1 ratio, if you only had 2 people committed to go, that would limit who you could take. How many?
That would mean I would have to pay. That's what that means. So the 6-to-1 ratio means that I have to have 6 kids go for me to go free. So that's, you know, that's one of the impetus to kind of get kids going. But if I only had 3 kids, then my trip would be half cost, and I would still go.
But it's still part of the security. We want 1 adult around every 6 students.
Right.
At
right.
a minimum. And are you saying that EF Tours would help provide the chaperones if there's more than
No, they provide the tour guide, and they provide a representative. One thing that's nice about the Panama trip is one of their world regional offices is in Panama. We got a tour of it. This is nice. Oh, it's really nice. If my first trip with kids, if something was to go wrong, I would have a home office right there, because you just got to think ahead of any contingencies.
And they book everything.
Yes,
the
they book
flights,
everything.
Everything.
It's done. So right now we're working at trying to decide if we're going to fly. That's one thing I was hoping that she would be able to join us. Are we going to fly out of Roanoke, or are we going to fly to Charlotte? They provide all the transportation.
Even down to Charlotte Airport.
Yes.
Wow.
So they provided. When I went, I took 3 flights, and they were apart. And then even from the airport back to the hotel, everywhere you go, you have a dedicated bus. So there's no mingling with there's no other people getting on the bus with your kids or anything like that. It's dedicated just for your trip.
Right. What do you foresee or have in mind for fundraising?
Anything and everything. I've done all kinds of stuff. I've done pizza kits, plant sales, car washes, the calendar thing that gets beat to death. All kinds of ideas. I've got 2 pages of notes that, of course, I didn't bring with me, of when I went on the trip, of different ideas that people had. We start having meetings as soon as it gets approved. We start having a meeting, so we encourage the kids to ask, instead of for Christmas gifts, to ask for money from family and friends or whatever to fund their personal trip. And the best part of it is we don't touch the money. None of it comes through us. It all goes through EF Tours.
So a fundraiser would be set up, and all revenue generated goes directly to them. It doesn't funnel through us at all?
No, for the fundraiser now for the parents paying, it all goes to EF. For fundraisers, from what I talked to the people that have done this before, they take whatever money is raised and you divvy it up by whoever showed up. Right. And you have an algorithm or a formula for how much people get based on how much they were able to help for that.
But it'd be handled at the school level, right? It'd be handled at the school level.
Yes.
Any other questions for me?
I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
You go ahead.
On the front of your thing, it says, what do we need from Pulaski County Public
Yes.
Schools? And post it? No.
Yes. My little fancy little thing there.
Access to email and Canvas to promote trips.
So we use Canvas. It's a great way to communicate, especially if I'm going to have students on different grade levels and at the high school, because they'll leave me, like if I have an 8th grader that's interested, they'll start paying, they'll be starting 10th grade, they'll be at the high school. So I need a platform where I can communicate and get information out there specifically about meetings. They recommend that you have at least quarterly meetings, especially getting closer to the time. And the other thing is email to promote it, access to the school email, where I can draft an email, just similar to what we do with other community groups, where we send flyers home that we get in first block that have that pass out to the kids, or email that come in from community groups. I just need the ability and the approval to draft an informational flyer that can go out to the parents.
What is the standard length of these trips? I mean, like
A
you
week.
went to Panama, a week?
A week.
Would they?
From 5 to 8 days.
Would it be open to other school employees that may want to go if they pay the fee?
Yes. Are we getting some getting some, all right, we can do that. Yes, so it can be open up to however we wish. There's actually, it can also be, if we are starting to worry about it, I live behind Auburn. My husband, we do a lot of stuff with the athletics at Auburn. Another lady that she's done this for years, and I talked with her over the summer, Sherry Edwards, which is a friend of Mr. Graham as well. We might be able to pull some kids from Shawsville, which you'll find out in my next presentation, that I taught there for 6 years, and they're in a similar situation of kids that just don't get out much and don't get out of the little valley. So yeah, it can be opened up. Of course, everybody is vetted. The company will vet everybody. They vet their volunteers. They will vet our chaperones. Of course, if they're teachers, we go through the system. But even parents, they will have to go through a background check and all that.
Sounds great. I mean, I remember my time in high school. It was just standard that every year they were going to take a group of students to Europe. I mean, I often wondered what happened. Why did that fall away?
Well, most of those happen during foreign language, so we don't
Yeah.
offer German or
Well, that's
French
true.
or anything like that.
Do they still,
Everybody speaks English.
she was here, she could answer, but I think, don't they offer scholarships for those that are a certain level of?
Yes, they do offer applications for scholarships. I haven't looked into that a whole lot yet. I don't want to go back and get my phone and ask, where are you? But that is something I can get more information on and email or send that out. But yes, that is one of their programs that they offer. Are you
She's
gonna-
coming.
This is why you bring the husband.
So I'm paranoid that she's like trying to get a hold of me, and I don't know what's happened.
Well, I know too. I like that you want to focus on travel within the United States. There's so much to see in this country. I mean,
She
so
says
many
she's in
great
the waiting
places.
room
Which should pop up up there.
using this link.
You gotta go that way.
Ah.
Run it.
Who's running it? You got it. Okay. But yes, I mean, our country is it's amazing.
Oh yeah. there's
I've never been to Yellowstone. I want to go see I want to go chase a buffalo. I'm kidding.
Glacier.
But yeah, it's just,
Dakotas, all of it. It's beautiful.
it's wonderful. It's okay. I mean, the scholarship I can get, I mean, I know that it's in the program, it's mentioned, and I just don't know the qualifications in the application process yet.
You're also asking for use of space for meetings. That's at the school level.
Yeah.
Just to have it sure.
I wasn't
That
sure.
can be handled through school administration. Absolutely. Anyone else have questions? Are we still waiting on a?
At this point, I mean, unless, I mean,
think
I
you covered
could,
it all.
Okay.
Good job.
as the kids are doing, you know, y'all haven't been in the middle school,
I think it's
6, 7.
a wonderful opportunity to bring back. Like I said, I know it's been absent from public education for years, and I love seeing it being brought back. Travel.
I'm your gal.
Thank
You're
you.
brave.
Not too much happens that I can't. I've been doing this for 25 years.
Oh, we're gonna remind you of that.
Yeah, I know. By the way,
I'm down in Panama.
So I think
we're on the news. No, I'm just kidding.
She can go ahead and start moving forward with everything too, right?
Does
I mean, this
anybody
is
have any
something that you
objections
don't
to
have
that?
You don't have to have an approval of the board to do this.
Yeah, I think, please.
I mean, could you explain the fundraising again? Is it gonna be the individual, student raising it, and we're gonna put up an account? I mean, we have a presentation on this
I
tonight.
think some
kinda
of our
what is it?
later discussions are gonna kind of drive what Ms. Grantham does in fundraising.
Okay.
Well, and when I asked the lady, she'd done like 10 or 12 tours. The way they did it, I wasn't real comfortable with. The way they did it is, you know, you do a car wash, and people give you cash, and then right then and there at the end of the car wash, you divvy it all up. And
Morgan says, no, we're not doing
yeah,
that.
so
They could do it.
I don't know that that's,
I mean,
but,
if it's
so the
individual.
financial part of it, I mean, when I do the next part, I'm well versed with getting invoices and audits and accounting of funds for all kinds of field trips. I would feel more comfortable doing something in that vein other than just,
But what you mentioned earlier, and I think maybe Mr. Williams was getting at, is if you show up for the fundraiser, you benefit from the fundraiser. If you don't show up at the fundraiser,
Correct.
you do not benefit from the fundraiser.
correct.
So
That
there
is-
would be a tally of those
Yes.
who participated and what they got out of that.
And it depends on the fundraiser. If it's labor intensive, then I would imagine that you get a certain amount an hour, just like you would a regular job. Based on how much money comes in, it's based on how much time you put in as well.
Sure.
If we do something like I've done pizza kits, where I created what I called a pizza bank, where the kids could sell whatever they wanted, and the money that came in from their portion, so it used to be $5 a pizza kit, so that got earmarked in my ledger. I'm old. So in my ledger, that's how much money they got from all the money that would be applied to their trip.
I know we have
So-
some policy that prevents at the elementary level where we can't ask the students themselves to do direct sales of products, the little ones, but at middle school, are they free to do that?
We just did a cookie fundraiser. I think we're still, and I'm good. I'm open to all kinds of ideas, and we're going to try all kinds of different things.
Okay, I would imagine. I mean, the students who are interested, I can just say most of this falls on parents going around to work and saying, buy the cookies, buy the pizza, buy the.
They have to meet certain deadlines. They have to sign a contract.
Right.
Then they have to meet certain deadlines as far as the money goes, and if they don't meet those deadlines, then they're removed from the trip.
Who's they? Oh,
The students
Okay.
and parents.
all right. Just checking.
Okay.
And
So there's
when we-
accountability along the way.
Yes, the whole time. So once we sign a contract with EF, the parents sign a contract.
Yeah, we don't sign the contract.
The parents sign the contract. They have to meet certain deadlines in order to make sure that they are allowed to go.
This is gonna be serious inquiries only, kind of.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so you would have we would have an interest meeting, and then lay out the cost, and, we're trying to keep it, so right now, like, if we can go forward with this immediately, right now, we're struggling because of the timeline, we're right under $200, and Taylor has really been working with her supervisor to lock in the rate, because we started talking about this in August, and here in October, and the longer you put out the start, the bigger the payment goes up per month. So we're trying desperately to keep it. Right now, it's like $195 a month, and they pay EF directly.
So you can lock in a rate with EF right now for a trip 2 years out.
Yeah, it's at the last page
Mm-hmm.
of your proposal, the second to last page. Hold on.
There it is.
Yeah, it's travel logistics. So right now, the price is $36.59. One thing that one of the chaperones, the lady that had done a bunch of the trips, she requires the group travel insurance. That was one of my biggest concerns. Is I have a kid who breaks a leg or an ankle or something with me, and I'm in Panama. How do we juggle that? So we are actually requiring the travel insurance as part. It's added into their payment. So it would be right now it was $165 a month. That may have gone up a little bit since we, but we're desperately trying to make sure it stays under 200.
And is this for double booked rooms, quadruple booked rooms? How is that gonna work?
That's a good question.
Are you gonna put
They
four
were
kids in a room?
they were 4 to a room when we went.
But no, were the adult, and so at the adult, when I do it with Beta, it was the parents.
Three students,
One adult, and then the parents of those students have to sign off that they give permission, or they know each other.
And then I imagine all boys,
Oh.
all girls.
Oh yes, oh yes. I teach middle school.
I know,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I raised a few. So.
I think you're right, Mr. Graham, kind of proceeding with fact finding and garnering interest from
Oh, yeah.
potential students. I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Anybody have any objections? I say go ahead.
We've got kids who participate.
Okay, now for proposal number 2.
Wait, there's more.
My husband will tell you, we have no life. So this is something that I did when I taught at Shawsville, and I want to bring it back to, bring it to Pulaski. Think about you guys. Sorry, guys. So at the middle school, we do have the National Honor Society, and it gets all the good press. And it has the higher bar, and it is the one that focuses on the service hours. National Junior Beta Club is a similar organization with different focus. We have similar pillars, but our focus tends to be more on a project-based, community service, leadership training in how to create projects, how to organize their own, take it from an idea, and the kids get together and go through all the parts of it and make it to a doable event, or one that falls flat and you learn from your mistakes. One of the mottos that I used when I did this with Shawsville is, I never lose. I either win or I learn. And it's just extremely important with a lot of experiences. So this is the fastest put together Google slide presentation on the planet, I think. So the junior division is for grades 6 through 8. It is mostly, in the map on the back of the first side, there is the southeast or the southern half of the southeast part of the country is primarily where you see beta clubs. They, in addition to projects, we also have conventions and competitions. The competitions range from photographs, talent, singing, academic, like Scholastic Bowl, engineering. There's some pictures of some of the competitions where I took the kids, where they've got to build a structure and they have to do problem solving, just 35 to 40 different ways where they can showcase their talents and their specialities. We have a convention in Virginia. It's every year. It's in February. It's down at the beach. So I gave you a little clip where you could see where it's already posted for next year. Those a couple of the ideas of the competitions. These are my beta pins. My little smiley face fell off, but this is a big thing at conventions where you can get pins and you can design pins, and that's one of the competitions, and you can trade pins. I feel like Mr. T with all this on. Then there's pictures of my students from Shawsville. So I'd never heard of beta, and I got asked to do it because I'm a sucker, and he knew that I would do it. So I said, okay. And I took a program where they just did a quick, he just inducted people, and then that was the end of it. And I jumped all in because I don't do things halfway very, very often. And we went to nationals, and I took 2 students. The first 2 that are in the photo bomb, Maddie won that first place in the country for that photo. It was taking a picture of a Ferris wheel from inside of it. And Brett won the science competition. It's just a test. Then we had advertising design. I had 11 kids who went to Disney. That was a $11,000 trip that I audited, and when I got audited, it came down to the penny. Family came too. There at the bottom right, you have a little straw. They had to do a thing where they had to, using nothing but straw and masking tape, they had to build a structure within 30 minutes that would support a tennis ball for 30 seconds. And when they first tried it at state, it was just as tall as our little guy there. The next picture is what they did at nationals, and we got second place. The picture up above where it's when we went to Disney, I had 11 students make it to nationals who went to Disney. Again, I try to pull in some kind of culture experience of the area. We went to Nashville, Grand Ole Opry, we're right there next to it. We went to Savannah, we did a riverboat cruise. Disney, we went to Disney, but also Planet Hollywood, so they put that up on the board for us. And then you might recognize one of the ladies in the next group of pictures, Miss Carter. She worked with me at Shawsville. And that gives you an idea of how big the groups were that I took. We are still tweaking the qualifications. National Animal Society is a 3.5, and the kids must apply and get a teacher recommendation. I'm looking at, and I don't want to interfere with because we met on Friday, and I don't want to interfere with what her structure is. So I got what she has, and then I'm broadening it or adapting it to work around that in some way. So I'm thinking we're going to do a 3.0, but no discipline problems, because I'm taking you off campus, and I'm taking you in a hotel, and I'm not paying, I need to be able to trust you. So, the big thing I'm going to harp on for my qualifications is no discipline issues. And we have a slightly different focus on, like I said, the projects and the competitions, but some of the kids like that. And I want to invite the students. We're still working on it, on how in Power School to get the information about grades and figure out how to maneuver all that. But I think this would be a nice opportunity to give some of the kids that want to do more than just, they want to showcase their talent out there in ways, and instead of just doing service projects. And it's a lot of fun.
Just a quick question. You
Sure.
compared it to National Honor Society, so would the screening process be the same with an invitation sent out to those? It's not gonna be a club like normal clubs in the middle
No,
school.
there would be an invitation. The only national qualification is that they have to be at or above school level. That's it. They leave everything else up to us. So as long as we hit that low bar, we're good to go. So a 3.0, I think, matches that base level criteria. And then I'm adding the discipline. You know, you can't have had any suspensions. They have probationary periods, which I think I like the way Ms. Davis had organized that. So I'm probably going to incorporate that as well.
Would it be possible for a student to have membership in both clubs?
Absolutely. There are some schools, I know Auburn High School for one has both. And there are a lot of schools that do have both programs, and they get both cords. If they do it all the way through high school, this would just be at the middle school right now.
Right.
But they get, they can get cords and walk with it at graduation for both organizations.
Okay, so it wouldn't be an either or?
No, it wouldn't have to
You
be
get
an either
membership
or,
in
no.
both. Any other questions?
I know, I'm exhausting, I'm sorry. So,
Are you tired yet? That is the question.
no, I'm hungry. Is what-
That's the word on the back.
Do I have permission? I mean, I don't know how this works. So would I have to wait?
I think you should work with Ms. Blevins
Yes.
from now on. with
Okay,
it.
so we're
Yeah, for club,
Yeah.
sure.
we're good? She's on her phone. Okay, thank you very much.
Becky was paying attention.
She's taking
Yeah,
notes
she was.
there.
Probably. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, also, under information items, we're gonna be taking a look at the guidelines and procedures for our therapy dog. I kinda hoped that Nala was coming tonight.
She was gonna try to come, but they are at another event doing very similar things. So she just wanted to, I wanted her to come too, but she just wanted to make sure that and we've talked about this a lot, just wanted to go ahead, she'd like to start tomorrow, and, not start tomorrow, but start getting some students, and parents involved, beginning tomorrow, if you all are okay with it. Since it's guidelines, it doesn't have to have board approval, but we
Right.
wanted to make sure you all are okay with it. We've checked with our attorneys, our insurance, she has insurance with it. There's other schools that have these programs, we just wanted to make sure you all were still comfortable with it.
No, I think it's a great idea to let her get started, cause there's some information to circulate, to really just
Yes.
let the schools know.
And she's starting, I think, with 2 schools, Riverlawn and, Sarah, what was the other one, do you remember? Dublin, maybe? Yeah, Riverlawn and Dublin, I think she wants to start with. So everybody was on board too.
I have her on text message if you have any questions.
Okay.
New River has a program where you have 2 dogs on campus. Agreement's very similar. It's been very positive so far.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Brilliant this too,
Oh, great.
the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's a wonderful idea.
As
Bring
soon as
dogs.
we have Nala in the schools, we'll let you know too.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I know they bring dogs on the campus of my children's university, and they
Yeah.
rush to pet puppies, so it helps with something, so, yeah. I'd say we
Well,
bring
thank you
them.
all.
Thank you. Okay, Mrs. Sklar, budget analysis.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Oops, that's green. Before I go over, this month's budget analysis, I wanted to give you all an update on our carryover for last year. I don't have the green light, but, I have spoken with the treasurer's office and we're
pretty much reconciled to this point, and the amount that will carry over into our capital fund will be $844,000, $586.14.
Where does that leave us in the total balance of fund?
Should leave us with the debt service payment. We're not anticipating any cigarette tax revenues, so that should put us back up to about 1.7 million. For this month's budget analysis, you have that through September 30th. At the end of September, 75% of the budget year is remaining. You have your typical schedules here, the school operating budget summary, the other fund summaries, which are our capital fund, school nutrition fund, and textbook fund, and then a detailed analysis following that within the major functions. Basic aid and state sales tax payments are slightly ahead of budget at this point in the year, and as I always mention, the other state revenues are from lottery funded accounts that we will not begin receiving until January. All major expenditure areas are under budget with the exception of technology. This is due to many of the software subscriptions and different yearly subscriptions that we have to pay for at the beginning of the year. So Lincoln's always very good with his budget, so I anticipate that to level out. It's not much. I meant to tell you before, but it's not much. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. The treasurer's office is currently behind on transfers, but once accumulated revenues and expenditures are taken into consideration, we will have approximately $12 million or 66% in county funds available for the remaining of the fiscal year. I'm not entirely sure if the revenues are actually up to date through September either, as they're trying to get cash reconciled for the audit. So I think they're still very much in June right now, but hopefully they were able to catch up pretty quickly, so I'm hoping that that will continue.
Any questions? And then I guess we're gonna have you sit for a minute.
Oh.
Are we?
Nope.
Nope, that's me.
Keep on rolling.
I was gonna say,
Are you staying up?
yes.
Okay, it looked like it was taking her, yeah, you're there. I'm sorry, they cut me off on part of my, down at the very bottom, new regulation.
That's all right. No worries.
Is that the one you want?
There should be a PowerPoint.
Nope.
So this PowerPoint is pretty quick and easy as far as PowerPoints go. It's nothing special. So I'm just gonna hit the high points on this. Feel free to stop me at any point and ask any questions. So the purpose of this policy that I was asked to create is to establish consistent procedures for parent and booster organizations. The intent is to promote cooperation between the schools and these outside organizations while also fostering a sense of accountability for those organizations as well as some protection for us as a school system. These are just some quick definitions for policy's sake. PTA or PTOs are there to support overall educational programs. We see these mostly at our elementary schools. I think there's a smaller PTO at the middle school. Booster clubs, those are mostly at the high school. There are a few at the middle school. And then sponsors would be either a coach or someone who is a club sponsor or teacher that oversees the group or the extracurricular activity. Okay. So when Mr. Williams, Ms. Payne, and myself met with Mr. Vest and Ms. Bowling, there was some discussion, and we decided that we would form a committee to approve all these external booster accounts, PTO accounts, parent accounts, so that way it didn't fall on the principals. They already have too much to do. So basically this will just exists to ensure alignment with school board policy, and we suggested that a school board member or members serve on that committee, superintendent or a designee, myself or Teresa or both, and then several staff. As mentioned, the committee must approve the formation of any PTA, PTO, or booster organization, and we will require that they adopt bylaws and secure a separate EIN from the school system, nonprofit registration, and obtain their 501c3 status. And we had put in there as well that we will require annual submission of their bylaws, officer list, and IRS determination letter if applicable. As far as responsibilities of these organizations, we just want to make sure that they're supporting our students and maintaining sound finances. Principals can serve as advisors and coaches or club sponsors, but we require that they not be on the board or have any check signing authority. And then we would like the principals or the bookkeeper or Mr. Vest or Mr. Byers to keep a copy of all his organization files on campus. As mentioned before, we'll require separate bank accounts with unique EINs, no commingling of PCPS and organization funds. So what this means is not that they can't make a donation to pay for something on behalf of that organization, but that they can't, let's say for example, they were gonna go do an event or a fundraiser, they get a check from the high school and they put it in their bank account. We don't want those funds being commingled. We wanna be able to see them separately and track them. 2 signatures required, and monthly reconciliations provided to myself and the principal, and then an annual financial report due to myself and the principal as well. We'll still have all fundraisers approved by the principal, and a facility use permit, making sure they're following those school board policies, and we will require a proof of insurance, and that the fundraisers obviously must benefit the school or the student group collectively, not just one student or a group of students. And also making sure that our food sales, if they're doing a fundraiser that deals with selling food or other concession type things, we want to make sure that if it's sold during the school day that it's adhering to the federal nutrition rules so that we don't get in trouble with Jessica. We will require that they not pay any employees with compensation or gifts. That's an IRS rule. When those employees or even volunteers go through the background check to be a coach or volunteer or chaperone, whatever it may be, they're considered employees of Pulaski County Public Schools, so accepting outside compensation is actually against an IRS regulation. If they choose to do so and the committee finds it appropriate, we can collect the revenue from that outside account and we can process it through our payroll internally to just make sure that all the taxes are paid and it's all kosher. And then we'll require that their annual reports, their 990 that they have to file with the IRS, be given to us by October 30th. As far as insurance, we'll require that they maintain a minimum of $1 million liability coverage and list Pulaski County Public Schools as additional insured. And in addition, we request that they will provide their proof of insurance annually. Also, in this policy, we will list that no crowdfunding services be permitted, such as PayPal, GoFundMe, that sort of thing. The approved methods of payment would be cash, check, or school cash online. Non-compliance may revoke approval to operate. That's kind of up to you all how you want to govern that. My department can monitor compliance and the submission of their records and just making sure that they're being transparent and aligning with our policies and standards. So if there's any questions, comments, concerns?
I think this is a great start. It's greatly needed based on the, unfortunately, the amount of lack of oversight we've had with some of our booster clubs over the last few years. I did have a question. Where do classroom fundraisers fall in this policy and strategy?
Most classroom fundraisers, they would still be held within, they're still held, well, not held, but, organized by the school itself, so the principal should be approving those. On the, yearly audit, there is a, test that the auditors do, it's a fundraising test, where they'll, look at the revenues and the expenses to make sure they essentially didn't lose money, or if there's an anticipated profit of, let's say, 50%, ensuring that it's close to that, or, you know, if not, they'll investigate. And I believe all of the principals and the bookkeepers have fundraiser forms that they have to sign. Principal has to sign it, the sponsor has to sign it. So that's kind of where that would fall.
And, you know, I think it's worth saying that we don't want folks to not ask for money. We don't want folks to not do fundraisers, but we just want them doing the correct way, going through the right processes. And along with this policy and with classroom fundraisers, I really think we need some sort of formal request of what they're going to use those funds for. I got 2 fundraiser requests from my niece and nephew at DES from Classroom Study, and the request was just help fund our classroom. And, you know, as a board member, I never see what did they need? What did we not give them, right? So how do we judge the success? And where does that money go?
I have seen the high school forms. They do put that on their forms, what they're fundraising for. I haven't seen any of the elementary or middle school forms, but I'm happy to look at those.
Okay. Just more like you were trying to do more transparency, and like I said, we don't want to just to cut those off, but you know, I'm really thinking about the teaching staff. We have some to be curriculum experts, support their social emotional well-being, make sure they eat well, and make sure the home life is good. Now we're asking to fund the classroom too. That's our job, right? That's the school board office's job to try to figure those things out. That doesn't mean don't come to us with your requests. Please come with your innovative ideas. Go to your principal, come to the school board. We want to hear the great things that you're doing, but like leave that funding to the school board office to try to figure those things out.
I've had a community member also reach out saying that they received a text to help fund a classroom at an elementary school, and they wanted to know what that was for. I mean, they were like, I thought our schools were fully funded. I said, well, me too.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any fundraisers of that type.
I think there's just a communication breakdown.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, more than anything.
That scenario that Josh is, and I think Sabrina's talking about, would that need to be submitted? Because it's not an organization, doesn't fit into the categories of PTO, booster, or anything, it's just a classroom.
But this was at the source PTO generated, or PTA generated.
Well, then it would fall under this regulation.
But it wasn't mentioned in the text that was sent out. It
Okay.
wasn't presented as a PTO or PTA fundraiser. It was presented as, help me fund my classroom. That's very misleading, I feel like, and the community member did as well. And they don't know what they're funding exactly.
Well, I think that's where we say these are the official forms, cash check, school cash online, these secondary apps, and also secondary pay apps are probably, we need to take a harder look at.
Well, I'd like to know if our principals are aware of those too.
They do. I did bring it to our chair's attention, and it was followed through with the school principal, and their response was it's PTA generated, that they did not know exactly what the funds were for. So that's.
And I don't think before we were approving PTA. So this will be a change that we have to implement.
And that was going to be my next question. Yeah. So now that all of this is going to be in place, does that really basically put some organizations out of business, if you will? They have to just no longer operate, or until they do meet these requirements, or?
So we'll give them a grace period.
Like, what's the process?
So I think the little bit that we've spoken, that when we've met Mr. Williams and Ms. Payne and I, we had discussed that if we were able to get this policy in place, possibly before Christmas, giving them until the next start of the school to say, okay, you have this long to get your ducks in a row. And
so they would still operate as they are with with a deadline of meeting all of these new policy requirements by a certain period of time.
Yes.
With the majority of these probably becoming internal organizations.
Right.
And running their accounting through us, because doing all this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, submitting financial statements
Yeah.
that's,
Well,
that's.
I think our message too is we appreciate all they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we really do. I mean, that's been the message from the get-go, but we also want to protect them,
Yeah.
and it's our responsibility to protect us
Sure.
too. So-
On that same note right there, I mean, when we first started these discussions, we talked about the fundraising and it being deposited into a school account, the outside booster account, we called it, not the internal. Is that totally, is not mentioned in here at all? I mean, I read through the other sheet too, it's a little more detailed, and there's some more stuff in it. That's totally off the table because you mentioned commingling of funds.
Yeah, we legally can't stop them from forming a 501c3 in their own bank
Right.
account. What we can say is that you're not allowed to fundraise on behalf of the school system. As far as them, let's say, Josh wants to start a soccer booster account. Well, if he goes out and fundraises and then we can't say you have to put all the money in our account. That's why they have their own separate legal status with the IRS, with the Exchange Commission, the state. That kind of is the purpose of that is to protect us in an instance of fraud or
So if
misappropriation
they
of
have a
funds.
fundraiser and raise $1,000 in the name of whatever sport or activity, and then use 100 of it, or donate 100 of it to whatever that program is, we would have no control over that other balance that has been earned in the name of our students and schools, correct?
Correct. And that's kind of where, as I was mentioning, that, it's kind of up to you all how harsh probably isn't the correct term, how, governing you would like to be over that. 'Cause, we can't stop someone from going and creating their own 501c3, and what we can do is require that if they're gonna fundraise on behalf of our students, that they give us their financials, we see what they're doing, we get bank reconciliations. If there's something on their, clear checklist, and I'm like, hey, why'd you write yourself a check for $400? We can question that, and then if it's something that, we wanna investigate further.
What would be like, in Mr. Price's example there, if you do the audit and you're looking through their paperwork and you see that they raised $10,000, and from talking with them before, there's a lot of the things that they were wanting to do, they wouldn't be directed to the schools, they wouldn't give us money to purchase a thing. It was gonna be direct between the booster club and the AD or the coach of that specific sport. Where do we stand with that?
As far as, uniforms, that sort of thing, that I think should be purchased through the school board office because it's something that our kids are gonna be wearing, and, but if it's something that, like a warm-up or something, I think that's something that if they wanna fundraise and purchase things for them to keep,
Does that violate part of that thing about giving directly to a Pulaski County Public School employee? We're not allowed to do that? Or, like
I-
If the item was purchased through the school system, it's not, wouldn't be considered
Well,
a
it wouldn't
gift,
be the
but if
school
they went to
system.
11
It's not.
West
It would be directly
and
from the booster.
got new bags made and just gave them to the athletes,
I
then
think it's
we
what we're
wouldn't be able to
talking
track
about,
it.
purchasing for athletes items they can keep.
Well, I think what we're trying to guard against is a coach, employee, what have you, talks with an external entity and says, hey, I can get X, Y, Z if you give me the cash. And then there's no transaction that we can see from that booster to
Right,
that
there needs to-
employee. There needs to be some checks and balances.
Well,
Yeah.
and in that sense, I think, you did a great job with creating this outline and the definitions, parent organization, booster club. There is language on down referencing external organizations. I think we need to define what we mean by that.
Yeah,
Instead of lumping it under booster, because as we've talked, internal, external,
right.
we probably need to define what that looks like, external organization.
And, a concern I've had kind of all along with this is that, where does the Education Foundation fall under this? Because they're a 501c3.
Sure.
They fundraise on our behalf. Do they have to follow all these guidelines as well? Is that something?
I think they
I don't
are.
think there would be an issue there, but
Right.
also knowing that the bylaws bylaws of both the school board and the education foundation mandate that there's a board member from this board on that board, and the superintendent sits on that board. You know, the education foundation is not held to any lesser standard, but all those direct goals are very clearly communicated, and all the financials are very upfront. So yeah, I think
There's
we
a lot more
would.
transparency.
Yeah.
with that.
And the thing, the difference is, one of my concerns was using our name, likeness, image, our children, our facilities to raise money. And that money is not used for what it was intended for, what we think it is. I mean, the Education Foundation, me and Josh have talked this, they give 110% of everything. And the 10% is things coming out of their personal pockets to pay for the overhead of certain things.
And
You know,
time.
that, to me, that's a booster club. You know, when there's no, when you did an audit, if you've seen this, for example, boys soccer, if you've seen what was found, how would you handle that? What would be your recommendation to us?
Contact your state police,
Which happened.
which, I'm meeting with them and, Ms. Covey and, Ms. Hager next week. We're gonna meet with,
So the whole goal is how to prevent that from happening again,
correct.
okay? I mean,
Well, and I think this achieves that. It creates kind of what I call a wall of separation. We have plenty who are gonna do fundraising as internal booster groups, runs through the bookkeeper, primarily we're talking about high school here, sometimes middle school. So there's eyes on it through our bookkeepers. Everything in, everything out runs through the bookkeeper at each individual school. These external groups, which we welcome tremendously, they do help with the needs of our students, athletes, and other groups, but by asking them to structure themselves as a nonprofit, with guardrails in place, providing financials, bylaws, board, it keeps them open to public view. I'm not gonna be looking at them every month and see what's going on, but it's available for public view. So anybody who wants to donate to the external groups, it's public facing at all times. But the delineation between their work and our work is there, even though we have a common interest.
More in that certain situation, they didn't have a 501c3, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Because it wasn't required at the time, right?
Yeah.
Now
They,
it
they,
is.
they did have an EIN at one point. It's my understanding that it has since expired and
We can't
the
find
bank just kinda kept going with it. I'm not sure why that happened, but it's neither here nor there.
I think I commend you all for putting all the work into this too, because I think it is protection for everybody. And we do
Yes.
value, we value
It
them
has to be
raising
done
money,
the right
we really
way.
do. But it's a smart move. And I think moving forward, when we meet with all these folks, I do think you'll see some of them move internally too. We'll still have some external, but I think we have some really good things in place. And Morgan, you've done a super job.
yes, you
Yeah,
have.
thank you, Morgan. It's
Great
great,
job.
great work.
I mean, I had some more questions where I took notes and I read this earlier. So like, section 6 in the handout, it's responsibilities for the parent booster organizations. The second bullet point there is conduct fundraising and activities consistent with school board policy. We know a lot of things like if you have access to the facilities, you know, you're holding your meetings in a facility where there may be changing of clothes or things like that. They need to be vetted. You know, I don't, if anything in here that would be in the policy, I know we require employees, the background checks and all that kind of stuff. Is that something we would need to put in here too?
Yeah, anybody using our facilities, outside groups, so we go back,
Also, I
push a
think
background check.
To guard against volunteers getting hired or whatever you wanna call it by an external booster group, then all of a sudden they become one of our employees that we didn't pick.
Right.
Or a coach didn't pick, or maybe it felt forced to pick, you know, so, like I said, just a lot of protections that we need to kind of spell out in those
We
areas.
require folks to come in to eat
To have lunch,
Yeah.
to go through that, so,
Exactly,
yeah.
us here.
Mhm.
So, I mean, another question, the paying, you touched on this, the paying of volunteer coaches. If that would be allowed, the preferred method, or the required method here would be to pay the schools. We just turn it into a Pulaski County payment or a payroll check. Does that, when we do that, do they become an employee by default of Pulaski County Public Schools? Say there was an injury, something happened on the sideline, and that volunteer coach was injured. We're paying them through our system. What is our liability exposure there? Do we know that?
Any volunteer that we have on our campus well.
So even if.
Now, that, in that particular case, I would have to look at, because that's somebody who's being hired without going through the hiring process.
Yeah, there's no vetting.
But we're
there's no-
requiring they
It's
carry
a-
liability policy too.
The volunteers, though, it's my understanding, are also go through the same background checks that our employees do.
They do, but this one, if they were hired from an outside external entity, may not.
No.
Well, I think in that case, it's, you know, if they wanna, let's
Yeah.
say, for example, again, if Josh is a soccer coach and he wants to hire an additional assistant coach, we say, okay, we'll post the position,
Yeah.
but you all have to pay for it as the boosters or as the external.
And they also pay the vetting process and all
Yep.
that, but have to provide it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So if it's a position above and beyond what we already account for,
I think I think they need to let us know that too.
Sure.
We can't have somebody on our staff that we don't know that.
well, especially.
Well, just like
about-
classroom materials,
Yeah.
you guys need to know
Yeah.
what the requests are, so we can accurately budget for.
Absolutely.
And-
So we can say, did we 100% fund our organization to the best of our
Exactly.
abilities?
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And I think that, and maybe I'm wrong here because this is new to me, but I think with Morgan putting that in there, that they have to run it through our payroll system, will at least let us know.
Mhm.
And then we, maybe Mr. Thomas can go and say, what is this?
Right.
Right, and
that's
they
it.
can't be set up in our payroll system until they've gone through
Yeah.
that HR process as well, so.
Because they're gonna have to be assigned a school ID, everything just like
Badge.
they are, a badge.
Yep.
Yeah, that,
Well, this is,
I don't like
it's
that.
great. I know you put in a lot of work on
Yes,
this.
it's
Like I
very
said,
good
I
what
mean,
you've
only
done.
thing I'd say, maybe we define external organization, what we mean by that. And how that applies. Any other suggestions here? Otherwise, I think it's tremendously thorough.
so,
I thought, for me, just a more formal communication process between the requester, the building, and the school board office, so we're all reading from the same sheet of music.
Mhm.
Because this has happened too many times, if you're asking,
we
try
need
to
some
keep that.
controls in place that, to see where this money's going, or where it's not going.
We also have a lot of philanthropic folks in this county, we wanna make sure that they, when they give to Pulaski County Schools, they know what they're giving to.
That's right.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's,
Continue to do so.
Yes,
I'm
and they
sure
continue to do so.
I'm sure there's some soccer fans that are scratching their head right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have questions for Ms. Morgan? Thank you.
Yeah,
Apologize
thank you
for being
very
so
much.
long-winded, that's not like me.
And Mrs. Porter, I'm sure you
And,
had
and you
a
look
hand on
like you
this,
enjoyed
too.
your time
Thank
up
you.
here, yeah.
Told you that's just my face.
I know you've had a hand on it. I've been in meetings with you. But thank you, Mrs. Porter. She's helped too. All right. Mr. Graham, discipline and attendance data report.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair. So, our student behavior, a little bit concerning, this month. But I will tell you, our staff as principals are doing everything they can. We are just, I think we've had 2 super moons in the last month, and it's really been difficult. I mean, it really has been, I feel like sometimes that's all we do is discipline.
Yeah.
And we are having a hard time, but we're trying to do what we can. You can see there's a 63% difference increase from last year to this year. We've been going the right way, but you can see in every category there's an increase. And, we don't want to falsify any information for you. We just be straight up honest that we're having a difficult time with behaviors right now.
It looks like particularly at the high school too.
Yes,
Yeah.
and everywhere really.
Right.
I mean, everywhere. It's
Super
been-
moon, but last year it was colder and blue blazes this time of year.
That's right.
That might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, I think we're really trying to put some positive reinforcement things in place, and our principals are doing a super job with that. Like, this week is really special for not just the high school, but Ms. Blevins is doing some wonderful things, and all of our elementary schools are following in place too. I mean, you saw the elementary float last night,
Mhm.
and all the principals were with it too, and probably most of the teachers as well. So, I think we keep doing these positive behavior incentives that we'll start to see, and with the help of you all, you've been really good about being, high expectations for our students and not allowing these type of behaviors. But they are happening.
Anyway, I wasn't calling you out, saying like, oh, it's happening at high school. I'm just noting that. Thank you.
But on a
I know
positive
that's
note, Gina,
hard.
they are attending school.
They are.
Yeah.
They are attending.
They can't get in
That's
trouble
the
for
next,
not
that's the
there.
next one. They may be missing.
Hey, Mr.
They may
Graham.
be-
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead.
You defined these before. looking at the behaviors related to school operations, it's really high at the high school, and then behaviors of a safety concern is a little higher at the middle school. Can you define those for me?
You wanna go one more time, Ms. Compton, just to? I can give you an overview, but she does this daily, so it'd be more accurate from her.
Okay, as far as the behaviors related to school operations, the highest bracket there was refusal to comply with staff requests. And of course, we saw that the high school is where that was at. And then on the behaviors of a safety concern, the numbers there that were the largest were the reckless behavior with risk of injury and throwing objects, potential harm, and minor physical altercation with no injury. And those were all at the elementary schools. And then tobacco use, possession, and distribution.
And some of those are at kindergarten level.
Tobacco.
Not that.
If they're vaping in kindergarten, we got
Joey, put that down.
Well, I mean,
Don't throw that cigarette.
We have expensive
well, we always want you to report the truth,
Yes.
whether it's
Yeah.
good news or bad news. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge, and we know this is gonna ebb and flow from time to time. Our goal, of course, is to get the numbers down, but there are gonna be seasons where that's just not happening, and
Well, we're
Everyone's doing
you know,
what
we're
they
not
can.
happy with it. We're disappointed with it too, but
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
it's not for lack of trying.
no, of course not.
Everywhere. I mean,
Of course not.
administration, teachers, you all, our community, I think. It's just we're having some poor decisions being made.
Yeah. I think, Mr. Graham, that coming into this, we talked about it, and he said, we just want the truth, good or
Yes.
bad, so we know where we're really at.
That's right.
You know, in the past, that's been kind of not so.
Right.
So I'd rather see this and we do see the bad.
Yes.
Now we know where the hot spots are and things
Correct.
like that.
Correct.
Thank you.
Well, we're
And
seeing
Debbie's
it.
great at getting it for us, and
She did. And you define it as refusal to comply with staff request. I mean, I have a general idea what that is. Don't tell me what to do, right? You probably hear that a lot. And, I mean, I am curious, does that, are we providing some accountability for those behaviors that might resonate and deter future behaviors? I mean, such as, do we have a lot of kids on the LOP list going into homecoming dance? Yeah.
and we're taking quite a beating on that too, as you can imagine. But it's important.
Blame us.
It is. I
Blame
mean,
us.
accountability
We'll
tends
take
to
the blame.
get their attention and
It's
take
fine.
away
They can fuss at
privileges.
us.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
And then the good news,
They're attending.
Maybe
they
that's
are
the,
attending. This is
maybe that's why the numbers are
This is one of the highest attendance percentages. It is actually the highest
Hey,
since
this
I've
one's
been.
accreditation, buddy.
Yeah.
No, that report, it's not accreditation, this is accreditation.
This is fantastic news, and, I mean, look at the percent attendance.
Yeah.
There's, everybody's at 94 or above, and that's impressive.
Yes,
And
it
then if you look at the chronic absenteeism, those rates have dropped significantly. So, and maybe having more students in school leads to some behaviors too.
I mean,
Sure, that's related.
well, I think it just makes sense. I mean, the more kids you have attending on the regular basis, the more chances you're gonna have
But a
something
lot,
go down.
a lot of good work from our staff too,
Oh,
and
yes.
teachers making contact with parents, you know, to the point where, I know it's frustrating for our community, but it's necessary. So,
Well, if we're down 7.3 percentage points on
yes,
chronic
from this time.
absentee, that's
great.
wonderful.
Mhm. And, well, that'll be another one, another day.
Well, thank you, everyone. I know it's challenging, and, but it's, it's to be expected. I don't think we'll ever achieve a utopia of perfection, but, we'll just try to manage it, right? Okay, Center for Educational Networks and Impacts at Virginia Tech. I know who's here for that one.
Good evening. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. My name is Phyllis Newbell. I don't have anything new to report, so I'll be brief. But I did want to tell you that we are pleased to have this relationship between Virginia Tech and Pulaski County Public Schools. We have had a little turnover in the liaison department this year, which means that our data may not be perfect, but I can tell you that we've got, in the last year, we've had at least 16 field trips to Virginia Tech, serving 879 students from Pulaski County Schools. I think there are more than that, which is fine. We're pleased to have Dr. Elizabeth Webb joining us weekly. Y'all are a Tier 1 school system with us to help us maintain these connections, so that what's happening here is field trips, outreach things where Virginia Tech is coming to school campuses, and opportunities for research, and those opportunities are school-driven. So we have a science festival coming up in November. We've got a bunch of gifted kids coming over to campus on a Saturday. We're very excited about that. We're glad to have them on campus again. And this is just we're just happy to have this relationship continue. I'll stop there because I know everybody maybe wants a snack. But if you had questions, I'm happy to entertain any.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to, so we had a presentation
Oh, right. Yeah, last
Thursday?
week. Thursday, yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
And it's about our relationship with a group of.
Right, it was the Engagement Scholarship Consortium Conference.
Yes.
It's a national organization.
And it just, every time I go to a conference and we present, we are so far ahead of a lot of divisions. I mean, there are divisions there that have nothing
Yep.
like this, that were there, that were so envious of what we are doing with partnerships with Virginia Tech, and the opportunities that our students have to go over and visit the campus, or what Phyllis and Dr. Webb and everybody else bring to us here into our division too. So it's I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was a really nice, so Dr. Graham came to represent the superintendents in our little group of folks, our group of school systems. We had a liaison, a researcher who's actually working on neuroscience research, and how people understand the brain, and then the three of us from the Center for Educational Networks and Impacts. And we just talked about kind of the relationship and how it worked, and it's true, it was well attended. It was the very last session of the conference, and it was still well attended, so we were happy about that. And so I appreciate, Rob, you being there for that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
also,
absolutely.
it was a great, we were all talking about it today.
It was just,
That was
again,
really cool.
a
It was a fun
testament to
presentation.
what we're doing is good for our students and good for our community too.
Yeah.
So thank you for the partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any
Appreciate it very much.
questions for anybody? I'm happy to take them anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Phil.
Phyllis.
Okay, another fun topic, Mr. Graham.
Oh, yes.
Hand over to you, the SOL cut scores. I know everybody's really excited about this.
And I think some of you attended the Zoom meeting that we had, and I thought that went really well with our staff, and it's been, I think, they're understand that this is something that is coming to us from the Virginia Department of Education, and something also that's gonna be good for our students. It's just tough to try to swallow it after the year started. But here's what I know, and this is about the only thing that I know, is that it was passed to increase the cut scores. What we don't know now is how that's gonna happen. But what we are advocating for, I think as a staff, probably as a region, most of the superintendents, as there's two different phase-ins that you all will see on here, and I also gave you a PowerPoint and another document that you can look at your convenience, and if you have questions, just call me. But what we're looking at is a possible 5-year phase-in or a 4-year phase-in, and what the superintendents and VAS, Virginia Association of Superintendents, are wanting, and our administrators have voiced their opinion on this too through ASCD, is a 0 year with no change for K through 12, and then the possibility of a 4-year phase-in after that. We just feel like if you change that system right now, we're not going to be playing on the same field. I mean, we have benchmarks right now that our folks are testing, and we have our middle school and high school are block schedules, so you're going to have potentially, if they go through with these scores, you're gonna have some kids taking tests, SOLs, on one set of scores that we currently have, and if they change them, then that same group will be taking the test, SOL test in the spring with different cut scores, which doesn't make any sense to me. And it's also like, I guess the analogy I have is, we're in football season right now, and they would be taking, asking our players to go 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10 every time, right in the middle of the season. So that part's a little bit frustrating. I do understand why they're doing it, and I agree with it. I think we do need to raise our cut scores to have higher expectations and more rigor, and our staff can certainly do that. They are so talented with it. I just disagree with trying to implement that on us in a year when we've already are a quarter of the way through.
Right.
So the next vote on that is in October 24th, I think. It's coming up, so we'll know more then. We haven't heard much since the last time this information came out on the phased-in model, but I've attended 5 webinars on it. The last one was a VSBA. I don't know if many of you all attended that one too. That was pretty well put together. And again, the same thing. The message was, well, the message from those who are okay with moving this direction was 0-year, 4-year phase-in. There are still some school divisions who are really upset about this whole thing. I think we've handled it very, very well as professionals, and are looking to move forward with it, with the opportunity to do it in the right way.
So the vote's October 24th, where they do the 0 year?
It's the next board meeting that they have.
They
I
live
think it's the
stream
20.
the
I don't know if they'll vote to do one of these phased-in models, because they are continuing these webinars to try to get feedback. But my feeling is that they will. And then Tara and Sarah made a good point too. We're getting ready to go through a governor's race, and anytime that happens, you never know, whoever gets into office may completely feel different about all this and change it again. So we're in a land of unknown right now as far as SOLs and what to expect. I do feel very comfortable about what we're given, and our teachers taking it and doing right by it, but it also puts a lot of pressure on them, which we know, and we don't want to lose our teachers.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, the underlying intent behind this was to close the honesty gap between what the national scores were showing in proficiency and what Virginia scores were showing. Statewide Virginia, we would look pretty good, but on a national ranking, we look bad.
I think it depends on who you really look at too. I mean, the SOLs are considered to be sometimes more rigorous than what other states are using too.
Wasn't there a change already too, the way the
Yes.
test was administered this last round? Our kids met that challenge.
Right. And then, I mean, if you look at the Common Core or NAEP or anything of those, there's not, we don't know the correlation between that and our SOL scores, because they're different sets of scores, nationally normed versus what we have with SOLs.
Right.
So it's we're playing on different fields.
So SOL is a Virginia thing.
Yes.
Correct.
That's what you're saying.
Correct.
And so the measurement in other states, which makes up the national average, may not look like what we do in Virginia.
It
So
looks
we
like,
could be doing
yeah.
something much harder,
It looks like we're not performing as
Connecticut.
well. Correct.
and it would make us look.
Looks
Okay.
like we're not performing as well, because we're not. A lot of the states are using the same assessment.
Was that in your presentation, you mentioned like NAE, something, and then Common
NAEP.
Core?
NAEP.
You mentioned that Common Core. Is that what you're referring to right now?
Yes, sir.
North Carolina may use this,
Right.
and it may not be as rigorous.
Well, so the one that they're really highlighting is Tennessee. Tennessee has really changed their scores to increase, dramatically, and that's kind of why we are moving the way that we're moving.
So Tennessee's made their SOL, their version of SOL more difficult.
A lot more difficult,
And expectations are higher.
They have seen poor scores when they did that, but it is now moving the right direction, and they are competing at a very high level according to the metrics that they're using for that.
Mississippi did something similar.
They did.
Went from ranked last
That's right.
to like the top 10. So
What year is Tennessee in? You know?
Let's see. was actually when Dr. James was there too, so I wanna say they're in year 4
Okay.
with it. So I think the phase-in model is the right approach and to move slowly. So you can see on some of these, one of the other things too is, one of the legislative pieces was to, if a child scored a certain amount in an SOL, they would be placed in an advanced math class. Well, these new cut scores, that score to place them in an advanced class is a failing score. So that makes not a lot of sense too. So they're having to worry about that too, and that's something that we're focused on as well. But I mean, these are pretty high jumps for us, and and again, we're okay with it, or at least I'm okay with it, and I hope we're trying to get our staff to be okay with it too. But this comes directly after we had a new accountability, which I think is more positive for us too, because it's not you pass a test and you succeed. This is judging the whole child with our new accountability system. But this is a little bit frustrating, even though I do understand that we want higher expectations.
Is the, what is the percentage of increase, do you think, as far as it needs to be 10% better than it was in the old style, or do you have that?
I don't have that.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you.
About 2% better each year.
Yeah, I think they did send us a spreadsheet of our scores based on these new cut scores from from last spring's SOL assessments, and one of the highest as far as the division level goes for, third grade reading or fourth grade reading or things. The highest pass rate we had was about 40%. So we're going to see
using the new standards.
Using the new standards with our old assessments. So you're going to see quite a drop.
And what was it under the old standards? 40% under
we
the
were
new?
we were 70 at the elementary level.
So it affects 30% of the test takers.
Yeah, it's a jump.
But those scores have not been changed since what? 2017, 18?
I think it's somewhere around in there. Yes. Well, when they changed them, they
They
reduced
went
them.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. We're
They
kind of
went
going
down.
back up to where
So now
we
they're-
were
yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
so we're really trying to move more toward what they,
Yeah, I agree with the concept. The process.
the implementation is the
Implementation.
issue. Well, VDOE should be,
I think they'll go through
do
the
they not
phase.
have a pulse on what makes sense on how to implement this? Why are they so disconnected from
Well,
what
they-
makes sense for
They have a whole
implementation?
committee they've
That-
invited.
That's a larger conversation, guys. It's about 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's a much larger conversation, but
How does this align with also too, the fact that SOL scores are gonna count as a percentage of grade too?
As a percentage of
Or isn't that something DOE has ordered?
not yet.
Not yet.
Are you saying like the
It'll be like
subject
10%
grade?
of the final subject
We
grade,
haven't
won't it?
gotten that yet.
Okay,
Thank goodness.
so these can
Now,
kind of,
what we are trying to do as a division now is to make sure that our SOL scores and our subject grade scores or grade scores are consistent.
right,
So that we're not getting an A in third grade in reading all year long and then fail the SOL.
Yes.
Right.
So we're working
Yes.
on that too.
right, to be reflective.
Yes.
Well, we can do it. We have wonderful teachers and
Mhm.
staff, well-equipped to meet the challenge of slightly increased CUT score.
wholeheartedly
We
agree.
can do it,
Yeah.
yes.
So, and I'll keep you all informed on that too. That's a really hot topic for us. And again, we're Region 7 is understanding of the need, but concerned about how it's being implemented.
Something exciting, calendar.
Calendar items, so, the end of the 9 weeks was this past Monday, yesterday. Of course, you all have signed up for the Jack-o'-lantern spectacular. Thank you. I may be able to join you with that too.
Good, you're carving the pumpkin.
I carve the pumpkin. I do like to do that. The Thursday, October 30th is 2-hour early release for our students for parent-teacher conference. Friday, October 31st is no school for students and professional development. And I would like to ask if we can allow our staff, right now it's 10 to 2, can we allow our staff to come in from 8 to 12?
Yes. Just
Sure.
because Ms. Norris so
Yeah.
nicely asked earlier.
Thank you.
She did ask.
And then we have, our fall break was scheduled for, the 3rd and 4th. We had planned to have the, active shooter drill on the 3rd at DES, and we have decided to, we need our staff to have a break. The law enforcement would like to continue to use our facility because they'd like to practice, and I'm okay with that if you all are. They'll fill out a facility request, but they've already set that up, so
Which school will it be in?
Dublin still.
Yes.
And Tanya can let folks know that, and then we have our next school board meeting on the 11th.
And now are some of our schools in use on election days, polling places?
Yes.
Okay, still Snowville and
Pulaski Elementary,
Riverlawn.
Riverlawn, and
Snowville.
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 Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. Here we go. We got some action items.
Finally, some action.
Fine.
Oh, wait, that's all, is it?
Hey, Rob, we're gonna find a better way to download that for you.
Board docs is.
Board docs is-
Oh,
We have
I'm
a
sorry.
website.
Oh, that is, that's true, that's,
It's a little slow.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. So 2 documents, we need to actually approve. We did not approve the strategic plan before. You've seen it. I would like to change the date to 2025 to 2026 since we're there now. If that's okay with you. And then I'd love for it to be approved and so we can put it on the website. We've updated the comprehensive plan with the data that we just got back from accountability standards. So I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that. It's very similar to the strategic plan. We did create goals. We stated when that goal is evaluated and who is responsible for that goal on each one. If you want to flip through just a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So you'll see like goal number, whatever, the evaluation, when we're evaluating it, who's responsible, and under action statements, in red, we're talking about when that happens. So we have data overviews, if you wanna just keep going a little bit. There you go, it starts there. Just talking about, our data from the last couple of years, and little blurbs about those things. Professional staff with the, IPALS report. Expectations for SMART goals, if you'll go one more page. So these were expectations for our teachers to meet with their SMART goals this year. You'll see our expectations are very high. We did also outline our special ed subgroup goal there as well. So we do expect science and social studies to be 100% since it's a lot of memorization. If you'll go to the next page, this continues our SMART goal expectations for different courses and subgroups and different teachers. Very high expectations there. And principals will be meeting with all teachers on all data and SMART goals every quarter. And ask them.
Maybe we should send the VDOE this slide right here and say, look.
Yeah, look. Yes.
Here's our cut scores.
There you go. There you go. And if you follow back a little bit, you'll see our accountability data. The goals and everything are are the same from the strategic plan, so that's not new, but we did put in our chronic absenteeism data. Page 24.
It's page
Way down.
23. 23.
And then the very end, the accountability for all students in subjects, reading, math, and science. We did put a little blurb in there about special education since that's our focus. Thank you, Dr. Polchak. And then we have reading, math, and science subgroup data for the last 2 years. And then for accountability as well, we looked at our on-track ratings. Well, we're supposed to be on track or distinguished according to our calculations as far as the new accountability system, which we are super proud of our folks for that.
And then we have our local data is our vals for, our early data for K through 3, and now we are doing vals in 4 through 8 starting this year, for kids that have failed their SOL test in reading or new to Virginia. And those kids will have a reading plan as well as the K through 3 kids. And then the very second to last page, we have our benchmark scores. Those are the final scores from last year. Just so we have those to compare what we're doing now to.
Okay, now so we're gonna take action on tonight. Before I ask for a motion, I have only one request.
Yes.
Under this, my favorite picture of us, on your first page, P-A-I-N-E.
Is it misspelled?
It's common, P-A-Y-N-E.
We've got to
It's the
fix
most
that.
common thing in the world, you know. Usually I'm like, yeah.
That is a major problem. I'm sorry. We'll get that fixed. Thank you.
Dr. Grant, how are we doing on the tutoring and stuff? Or is a lot of people taking advantage of that?
So right now, we don't have funding from the DOE or a grant for tutoring this year like we had in the last 3 years for the, is it extended school year grant? I thought we used that with. We have been offering tutoring when kids arrive from 7:30 to 8, and then again from 3 to 3:30. So kids that maybe get off on the bus at 7:30 can go get tutored for half an hour. So we are tracking that because that counts towards attendance buyback time. But we don't have the money to pay people outside of those hours. We still have night school, okay, which I would consider, some of it is tutoring. Some kids are in night school, and this is middle and high school, 4 nights a week from 4 to 8 at the middle school. They're there either for tutoring because they have missing work to make up absenteeism, or it's a disciplinary issue. So that time is your tutoring. You're with teachers. We have special education teachers. We have teachers specific to a subject for high schoolers that we know that are going to be there. Kim Thompson and Mike Sumer are in charge of night school as far as the administrators. They are doing a great job communicating with schools to try to get teachers that the kids need to complete maybe their portfolio for history, and that's their end of course assessment. Whether it's that or if they need to retake Algebra 1, SOL, or something to that nature.
Yeah.
We really do a good job with that. But I wish we had a bucket of money to pay teachers for tutoring.
No number has.
Right, that's something we could look
Yeah.
at, because we recognize
love
we
that.
have
Dr. Grant.
students who may not be attendance
Yes.
issue or discipline issue,
Yes.
but need some tutoring.
Yes,
And,
we would love to look at
I mean,
funding
when
that.
budget starts
So,
coming.
for that before after school, is that only for
What do we need?
buyback for attendance, buyback for,
Yes, because the teachers are already, they're in their contract time.
But but we are also, and I've talked to all the elementary principals at least too, they are taking tutoring requests for even children that don't meet the chronic absenteeism.
Yes.
Right,
that
let them
they-
all in there.
They're all, and it is,
Anybody that needs it,
it's 8 to
they do.
8:30, and our staff is very good about wanting to support that too. So it's not just chronic absenteeism kids
take 'em
or
all.
kids that are really
We're
struggling.
never turning anyone down.
No, we're not turning it
like
down.
Mr. Williams said, I've been a pretty big advocate for, throw a number at us, what do we need to make tutoring happen? What do we need to make, a second person on the bus?
$2 million.
Hey,
I'm kidding.
all right, what do we need to
But you know
put a
what,
second
our
person on the
teachers-
bus?
Made that face, I was like,
Yeah.
Go big or go home
Hey,
here.
hey,
All right,
hey,
so,
hey, give me a real,
it's okay.
give me the
Calm
number.
down.
Hey,
No,
calm down, Rob, it'll be all right, it'll be all right.
we're getting it.
And then it's,
We got boosters, but.
yeah.
No, actually, I would like to see what we spent last year, if we
Yeah.
could maybe compare that and we get that number for you. We would have teachers do that.
Yeah, and then secondly, being able to put a second person on the school bus to help that bus drive routes, I think we would have a lot more people take the ridership if we could have a second adult watch some of the kids and help with the behaviors. That's kind of the two things I think we should really think about.
While we're adding things to the
What else
the
can we
budget
add?
list, Morgan, can we add a precision machining teacher for next year? Not this year, next year, to look at.
Oh, yeah, I'll have it.
We have to get bus boosters.
Hey,
Yes.
really community college, bro.
That's,
What-
Tutoring boosters.
Becky, what else would you like at the middle school? Kidding. Yeah, but I do appreciate you guys recognizing that is huge, especially when we're trying to be accredited and they're moving the good score. Our teachers and principals are working their butts off.
I know.
mean, they're amazing. So, they would, a lot of them have second jobs after school, so they couldn't tutor, but if they got paid, they might consider it. And I would love to be able to offer that for the kids and for the teachers.
Well, and to
So-
anticipate that
Absolutely.
coming as opposed to trying to adjust when it happens.
Yes.
You know, to
Well,
get
yeah.
ready, yeah.
I think we need
There
to.
is a, there was word that there could be some more all-in money coming. But with the governmental shutdown, we don't know what'll happen.
Exactly, you know, so.
Well, that all-in money was from Virginia anyway. It wasn't from
Yeah.
the federal government,
Yeah.
so there's that.
I mean, one of the things we've talked about was when a child falls behind, you know, in elementary school or something, we don't have the ability to hold them back anymore like it used to be. You know, unless it comes from a parent. I think that's the way it works. A parent has to approve that to happen.
Right, and I think in elementary school, we can actually override that if we don't think it's beneficial. Sometimes, I've sat in several meetings where parents wanna hold them back because they're just having a hard time, like at home, and and sometimes they already have IEPs, and, you know, that extra year is just gonna put them behind graduating from their peers, and they're likely to be at risk for dropping out. So you've gotta really look at the K-12 situation when a kid is gonna be held back or not.
Yeah.
So, but you're right.
I mean, I don't think we're doing anybody any justice by continually passing along, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, if they drop out at, you know, at 17,
18.
I'd like them, 18, I'd
Yeah.
like them to be able to be educated at a level of 18.
100%.
You know,
We want 100% graduation rate though. We'll
we
chase
do,
them around.
we do.
But I agree, you know, we do everything we can we do chase kids and parents around to try to get them into school, which is obviously working. And, to understand the importance of reading
Yeah.
and their partnership with us.
So even looking at this tutoring thing, if we focus on the elementaries at first, you know, if we're saying, all right, this is the dollar amount that you give us, where was that money best spent at? And to me, it's elementary, the
So
foundation.
I would advocate K-8 just because we have schools that are in school improvement. And we're still making those gaps up from elementary that are in middle school and some in high school. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It would be great to look K-8, but then we have tutoring needed for kids that would need to graduate.
It'd be best to have that bottom line as a K-12, just
Yes.
not preclude nobody.
If we-
But we try to get it done
Yeah.
K-3. We do, but we're still filling those gaps, and that's why the science of reading is so important. And we're looking at reading plans K-8.
So I mean, when you identify a child that could benefit from tutoring, what is the process? Is it has to go to the parent for approval to get them there early?
Yeah,
Is that the purpose?
we work with parents. Can you get them there? Can you pick them up? If not, can we figure out transportation? You know, night school, we do have to transport some children, but we do that so they can come to night school and get that support and work on their classes.
We have a transportation director who
We have a
helps us
transportation guru.
greatly with all that too.
I've never heard Troy Barkley say no. And that's amazing.
Well,
Can
you
we
put-
borrow $2 million, Troy?
Listen, that's not fair.
He's never said no to me.
I just wanna make I feel like lots of times, by the time they're in middle school and we're trying to catch them up, if you will, a lot of what we're doing is kind of like Band-Aid. I guess, and I think Mr. Williams is trying to get at this too, is like, can we prevent the problem? Can we put our resources and energy and effort in, you know, the smaller, younger kids?
So
And so
I
that by middle school, we're not scrambling to hire 2 reading specialists because we got 6th graders who can't read all of a sudden. What?
Well, we've worked really hard all along to get them every year till they get to middle school. I do think that we have, just historically, we have hired Title I tutors for the elementary. We've hired kindergarten aides.
We've done all the things.
We've done all the things. So,
Raising
you know, the ideal is to get it done in elementary school. So I 100% agree. But then we still have those that are currently older that need us too.
Oh, yeah.
So.
grab them. Are we actively identifying the students that need it, not just behavioral or absentee
Sure.
students? We're looking for the ones we know are struggling and saying, hey, you need tutoring.
Right, well, we're not totally promoting it because we don't have enough teachers to do it, right?
Right.
Because we still have supervision issues, because they're already at school 7:30 to 8, so some teachers have to supervise.
Right.
So it's kind of it's a scheduling issue, but if we had money to pay them outside of that, I think we'd see more after school for sure.
We could do it.
I would really appreciate that.
And if you had the money to pay the teachers, would the parents buy into the need that their kid
I feel like
has
there
to
are
be there for
a lot of
tutoring?
parents would.
Okay.
A lot of
Because-
parents would. A lot of parents.
If I was a parent
Yeah.
and my kid couldn't read in 6th grade,
Yep.
how do you not, I don't know, how do you not know that your kid can't read? Like,
Well,
why haven't you
they
been,
do,
like,
they
seeking
do know it, and they've probably been in tutoring all along. They probably struggle, or have just moved to Pulaski, or are transient, or foster care. You know, there are a lot of those. There are a lot of students in those situations.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you and your team have put together here a robust, comprehensive plan, very detailed, to hold our feet collectively to the fire for the next 5 years.
Great.
If I can get a motion to approve the comprehensive plan for the 2031.
I'd like to make that motion.
Thank you.
I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Mrs. Porter?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Payne?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Thank you all.
Sorry for the fire squad there, Terry. Sorry.
I love it. Bring it on. So now we have to approve the strategic plan as well.
This was just a formality.
Right.
We
This-
just forgot to approve it.
Well,
We
we've
had
been
to
over
approve it.
this. The comprehensive is in the weeds on how it's gonna get done. This, one little thing.
You know,
This
what, I've already
great
got it.
picture
It's already
of
changed.
myself.
It's already changed. I bet the next time you see it, it'll be changed.
This is consistent.
Copy and paste, Big Daddy, copy and paste.
Terry, you can spell my name how you want to spell it. I'll answer anything.
Oh, yeah, Taylor's hard to mess up.
Tailor.
Oh, you could. Okay, I mean, we have looked over this
Yes,
several
we have.
times. Barring any other questions for Dr. Grant, can I get a motion that we approve the strategic plan for the 2031?
Madam
You
Chair,
make that motion?
I'll second that motion.
All right, Mrs. Porter?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Payne?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shooey, I think we're about to like set a record here with the school board meeting. We're usually pretty quick, but we're getting a lot done tonight. We're getting a lot done, okay?
Just come sleep on the
A lot of good stuff.
house.
Yeah.
You know, I've got extra room.
Okay, are there any requested items from board members you'd like to see in future agendas?
I have one. So we have a farm to table or beef purchase. I would like to invite those who are providing meat, who we are purchasing meat from, to come talk to us about that process, what that looks like, what they have invested in making that happen. So maybe.
Tour of the farm?
No, not a tour of the farm. Them to come here and, I mean, I think we don't truly understand that operation fully and how that works. And I think it would be good to have them come give us a little insight into what all of that looks like. At some point, that works out for them to do that.
November would be a good
involved.
month. You okay with that?
This week's been,
Yeah,
it's been that farm to
yeah, we've done, Jessica's done a ton of stuff. with
Yeah, I've
us.
seen that.
Great
Thank
meeting,
you.
and it's more than just, the beef. I mean, there's produce and,
Yeah.
weren't they shucking corn and stuff? That was
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, they were.
Apple, that crunch.
So we would wanna invite Mr. Cullop too.
Yeah, Mr.
November
Cullop, and I know the
11th.
Kegleys are in partnership, the Pratts are, whoever wants to be front and center on that and kind of, I would like to see them.
Mr. Cullop is our source. I know Mr. Cullop does source some other beef from other farms,
Yeah,
but
they do.
we don't purchase from them. That's his.
Okay, well then we'll invite Mr. Cullop.
Yeah, We can do that in the November
I mean,
meeting.
his
If he's
meets all
available.
Pulaski County, it's just different farms.
Yeah.
Right.
He's kinda like the head person who goes to Kegley's or wherever.
Well, we can invite him, he can tell us all that too.
Right, and that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the knowledge that he would bring,
Yes.
I think
Good
would help
idea.
all of us understand what's
Jessica, you wanna
involved.
check with him, see if he's available then?
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
Thank you, okay. Any other board members have requested items for the future?
Ma'am.
Will we vote on the booster plan next? will
Yeah, it'll
that
come
be
as
part
an
of it?
action item as soon as we tighten some things up, yeah, it should be coming.
Thank you.
Okay, final time, anybody out there I missed, you wanna get up and talk to the board, make public comments?
Quickly, sorry. I was gonna mention, I forgot to mention it during the calendar item section, but on October 30th in the afternoon, we're gonna have, the Chief Operating Officer, Christina Berta from DOE, as well as the, Assistant Superintendent for Assistant Superintendent for Budget and Finance here, meeting with us and all the previous 7 finance directors. So, would like to attend or,
Here,
yes, in the afternoon on the 30th.
can you send us that?
Mhm.
Just so I remember, cause I'm terrible. Counting parade,
Alright,
goats and,
and just for the public's knowledge too, the, school board at the Jack-o'-lantern Spooktacular, it'll be all of us there together handing out candy. If you wanna come listen to what we're like and what we talk about, please sit. We're funny. We don't talk shop all the time, no.
We avoid it.
We avoid it.